Hey folks, welcome to another day of reviews. I think this one I'll probably do maybe just 2 reviews, and that is Watchers films. I did a review of part 4. It sucks. You can find it. It's called Watchers Reborn. Just type in Watchers Reborn. You'll find me ranting on that piece of shit. It has Mark Hamill, Lisa Wilcox, John Carl Beatley directed, but it's shitty. But I enjoy these films. I even enjoy part 3, but I'll get to that. Maybe I'll say that for tomorrow, but we're talking about the first Watchers, which, granted, my personal favorite is Watchers too, but I really enjoy Watchers. This is a film I grew up with. This is a creature feature film I grew up with. Granted, a lot of people out there probably won't like it, but I enjoy it. And it's based on a Dean Koontz novel, which I wasn't a fan of the novel. I've read the novel, I just wasn't a fan of it. I like that Watchers... Compared to the novel, Watchers is a much more straightforward film, much more simplified film, which I know some people will be like, okay, that's bad, but I don't think it's bad in this case, because I thought the Watchers book just didn't know where the hell it was going, in my opinion. But I really enjoyed the movie. Corey Haim stars. He's very, very missed. I really enjoy this guy. Really enjoy him. I do miss him. It's directed by John Hess. This is a director who would go on to do Alligator 2: The Mutation, Not of This World TV movie, Mars, oh that movie. But I will say this is definitely his best film that he's directed. And basically it's about one day Corey Haim is having some fun with his girlfriend, but he's got to leave, and when he leaves, gets to his truck, there's a dog there, a stray dog, golden retriever, and he takes it home and realizes it's being pretty smart. First, there's a scene later on where it's like, you know, if you go down in the refrigerator, there's some hot dogs. If you find it, you'll get one. And it goes down, actually opens the fridge and holds the hot dogs. You see that this has good intelligence to it. And what you find out is that it was part of an experiment where the laboratory that they were made is blown up, so that's how they're released. And there's this creature called the Outsider who is chasing the dog. The point being that it's used for the military, like they'll put it down where an enemy camp is, have the dog infiltrate the camp, and then the creature follows and kills whoever's there. Well, the creature's loose. It's loose. And you have these, I was going to say NSA agents, but they're called NSO agents in this film, led by Michael Ironside, and the other actor is Blue Mankuma. Michael Ironside is very scary in this. To be honest, at times he's much more scary than the original, than the creature itself. But, you know, I'll make fun of the creature at times, but at the same time, I will say I think they did a decent job with it in the fact that they don't show it too much. It's like they knew that the creature wasn't really the best. I mean, it looks like a kind of weird version of Bigfoot. But, you know, it's practical. I appreciate practical effects. I've seen much worse, like Feeders 1 and 2, among others, and Sci-Fi Channel stuff. So I've seen much, much worse. And again, it seems like they know, because they don't show the creature full on too much. They cut away a lot, use point of view shots, which I liked. But yeah, Michael Ironside was very creepy. Like, the guy who he's assigned to, he says, you know, how smart is this thing? And he says, how smart is a crazy person? You know, really a creepy performance by, but Michael Ironside is always a top-notch actor. And basically the film is Corey Haim getting to know this dog, trying to find out what happened to his girlfriend who was hurt, but now they don't know where she's at. You find out that the NSO guys have taken her and drugged her because they want answers. And it seems like wherever Corey Haim and the dog go, the creature follows, and you see the creature kill some folks. You know, this guy in a shack. These 3 kids who are biting. Actually, one of the kids is Jason Priestley. Really enough, Jason Priestley from 90210. And I do like this one bit in that scene there where one of them gets killed, and you see the aftermath, and you see just glasses hanging there with like a drop of blood sliding down the lens. I always liked that bit. And basically what happens is, yeah, like his teacher, there's a moment where Corey Haim goes to his school, and he gets in trouble because the dog followed him there. And the dog can actually, you know, type. You get a pencil, whatever, and type, you know, danger, you know, it's coming, that sort of thing, you know, danger. He has to stay after school, and when he leaves, you know, the teacher gets killed. And this creature has a tendency to gouge people's eyes. And like the sheriff and his deputy get there, and like this maintenance guy gets fucked up, the deputy gets fucked up. I always like the scene in the school where the sheriff is running, and you see like the creature's point of view, and the teacher's slamming lockers down to block his path. I like the way it was shot. And another thing I really liked, although I do like the score in Watchers 2, I like the piece of score in Watchers 3, like at the end, which I'll talk about when I get to Watchers 3. I will say, of all the Watchers films, this is definitely my favorite score. It's done by Joel Goldsmith, who is a son of Jerry Goldsmith, Jerry Goldsmith's son. And Joel Goldsmith went into, you know, his dad's footsteps. And he did a really good job. I mean, he composes video games like Call of Duty 3, TV shows, like Stargate SG-1. He's done other movies. Shoot Fighter, Army of One, Maniac Cop 3, The Rift, Laser Blast. At least the ones I've heard so far, this is definitely my favorite score. It's too bad there isn't a CD release. I would love to own the score, but I thought he did a really good job. And I like this little bit from time to time. So you can kind of, it reminds you a little bit of Rambo 2, a little bit. From time to time, like there's a scene where at the end where Corey Haim is chasing the creature, and it's in the woods, and Corey Haim has a torch, which remind me of First Blood when Stallone had a torch, and boom, 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 boom. Like that bit kind of remind me of a score to Rambo 2. But Joel Goldsmith, I think, did a good job. I think, you know, his dad, may rest in peace, would be proud of his son, just based on the score alone. But I really like the main theme. I'm not even doing it justice. I can't even do it. But like when the action kicks in, I really like that. And also in the opening credits, I really like the music in this. What I enjoy about the film is I like Corey Haim. I like the lady who played his mom. I thought she did a good job. I believe it's Barbara Williams who played the mom. I really liked her. I thought those two did a good job. The dog was well trained. I like the score by Joel Goldsmith. This is my kind of creature feature where it's just straightforward, it's to the point, doesn't delve into bullshit that gets sidetracked. It stays on point of what it is, a creature feature. And practical effects, as well as imperfect as they can be, I always appreciate more than CGI. That's just a personal preference. Michael Ironside was definitely a solid character. Like there's a moment where he kills the sheriff, and to be honest, him killing the sheriff is more vicious than any of the creature's attacks. And when Corey Haim fights off against Michael Ironside, you could say that's almost more intense than when he fights the creature. But again, I enjoy the film because I like the idea behind the film. I like the plot behind the film. This smart dog and this creature coming after him, and a boy and his dog, or a man and his dog, like Watchers 2. I like the premise. I always found the premise intriguing. I think that's why I like the Watchers films, at least up until part 4, because I like that idea. And not being a fan of the novel, I appreciated the movies more and their straightforwardness. I know there's a bit of trivia here real quick that says Paul Haggis wrote the original screenplay. By the time the movie was greenlighted, the writer's guild strike hit, and Haggis refused to do any further writing on the movie during the strike. Production was passed to Canadian producer Damien Lee, who rewrote the script. Haggis read the script and took his name off it, taking credit as Bill Freed, his WGA pseudonym, and insisted Damien Lee take credit for his work. And, yep, that is what happened. Bill Freed and Damien Lee. It's a 5.0 on IMDb if anyone's interested. There's also, because I like Corey Haim, because I like these kind of creature features, straightforward, you know, being chased by this monster, you know, fucking people up left or right. Not the goriest of films, granted, not too bloody in my opinion, but I like the point of view shots of the creature. Again, no, I think they knew that the creature wasn't up to snuff, so they shot in sound effects, shadows, well, not quite shadows, but point of view shots, quick cuts, but easy to understand quick cuts. There's always one moment that I always remember from this film is when Corey Haim and his mom went in. Sorry if I ever said Corey Feldman, I meant to say Corey Haim. I do miss this guy. I gotta say that. I do miss Corey Haim. I was a fan of Corey Haim. Silver Bullet, Lost Boys, just, you know. But Corey Haim and his mom go into their house and they're looking for a friend of theirs. Just kind of like his mom's boyfriend in a way. And they see like there's a mess and they see like there's blood, like where their dryer and stuff are at. And they follow the blood and like Corey Haim looks and sees like the body, you know, head off. He's like, oh my god, and he turns and then there's the creature's eyes staring at him. And he looks bad, the headless guy and looks and runs off. I always remember that scene. I don't know why. As a little kid, that always stuck in my head. I always liked that scene, how it was played off. I like the scene in the school with the lockers being put down and creature's point of view. And again, I really like the score. And basically, Corey Haim's protecting the dog. They gotta get out of there. They gotta get away from the NSO agents. Get into the final act where Corey Haim is at a cabin that his dad used to take him. And he's with the dog and like they're playing Scrabble and get some fun moments between Corey Haim and the dog. And the final showdown. The final showdown with Michael Ironside, where I remember one time a long time ago, I'm like, well, Corey Haim, you know, Michael Ironside stabs his leg and he sounds like a girl. And then someone wrote, if you were stabbed in the leg, wouldn't you sound like a girl? And I went, that's a point taken. If I was stabbed in the leg, I would cry like a girl. So that's a point taken. So I don't complain about that anymore. And you get some decent blood, like he stabs Michael Ironside in the neck and still doesn't stop. And granted, the final face-off between Corey Haim and the creature isn't epic. It is low budget. It's mainly a lot of Corey Haim with the torch and the creature sort of waving at it and shooting at it. But I still enjoy it. I mean, it's a Roger Corman-produced film. I'm sure not for that much budget. I know it didn't make any money, which is, I would say that's really surprising. I mean, this is 1988 when it came out. Corey Haim was a big name. And the fact that this film, if I can find the damn box office, it only made, okay, it won't pop up. Anyway, this is being a bitch in heat. Open up! $940,000. $940,000? I mean, Corey Haim was a bigger name than that. I guess some people would say, well, you know, he probably had a younger audience and this was rated R, which that was also a surprise because Corey Haim, kind of a younger actor, kind of like he was in Silver Bullet, but both films I enjoy, both films are rated R. So even though he probably had a younger audience in The Lost Boys as well, like they were R-rated movies. So I appreciate the fact it was rated R. Again, not the goriest of movies at all, but so yeah, I did complain a little bit about the creature, but I think they knew and that's why they shot. And the creature isn't that tremendously horrible. I've seen much, 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 much worse. And they shot around and I enjoy this film. I grew up with this film. Corey Haim, the dog, are good. I like the actress who plays Corey Haim's mom. The score by Joel Goldsmith is great. Decent pacing. Memorable moments, at least to me. I really like the idea. I enjoy Watchers. I've always enjoyed it when I was a kid, and I still enjoy it when I watch it today. It's fun times. It's my kind of creature feature. But either way, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for Watchers 2, my personal favorite. Later.